Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. I thought we would continue working in this really cute little Drinking Coaster Ephemera book. In the previous video, this is where I made this cute little book and I thought I'd finish it today. So I went through, I have a little box and I'd love to have you stick around because I'm going to be showing you some new digitals that I ran off. I haven't run them all off, but I also found a cute little box here that I had put away somewhere and I found it. I ran across it and I want to show you what I have in here because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this book with some of the ephemera in here. So if you're new to my channel, this is what I do once in a while. Not too often. I'm usually doing a project. But I thought I would go through here and see what I had. Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. Groucho Marx. So yeah, I would love to have you stick around and watch. If you like what you see, I've got a lot of videos. You can go back and also look at all of my other projects. I got a lot of videos. So I would love to have you join my little community. And for all of my returning subscribers, thank you. It's been kind of slow lately. I don't know if people just aren't interested in what I'm doing or the weather is changing and they're outside more. I don't know, but that's okay. I'm here for whoever comes to watch me, because this is where I come to relax and play and be with you. So it doesn't matter. And for all of my gals over on Patreon, thank you. And I think what I'm going to do, just to give you a little heads up, I'm going to create a journal. I've been wanting to make a journal for someone for quite some time. We were supposed to do a collaboration. I'm not saying who, because I want it to be a surprise when she receives it. But we were going to do a collaboration at one point, and things happened at my end, and I said, I'll get there, we'll do it. And I never got there, so we didn't do it. But I have found some really pretty digital collages. Aren't these great? I'm picking all of these out because these are from red lead paper, and these are from red lead paper. Isn't it funny how you know where you got certain downloads? Well, actually, this wasn't a download. This was sent to me by red lead. Sometimes when you, and I don't know if they do it all the time, I'm just getting these bigger things out. If you make a purchase from red lead, they sell stamps, all right? They will send you sheets of fun ephemera like this. And I need to take it out and actually do something with it. But I want to take some of these bigger things out so we can go through here. And it just, look, I even have a little pad in here. Admit one, these are tickets. This came from, I can never remember. I used to get a box of goodies, and then I realized I didn't use half of this stuff, so I stopped. But this is a little pad. So, yeah, so I'm going to go through, as you can see, I think these are all Lazy Daisy. They're not all Lazy Daisy. This is from In the Ink, and she used to sell on Etsy. All of these digitals are from In the Ink. You can find her, this is red lead. You can find her on Instagram, but I think she took her Etsy shop down. And I don't know why, because she had great digitals. Aren't these cute? These are all so sweet. But I mentioned her in a past video, and I went to send a link, and she had nothing in her shop. And she had tons, aren't they pretty? She had tons and tons and tons of digitals. So I don't know what happened to her. These here, I'm just going to tell you where all of this miscellaneous stuff comes from. This, I made a Lazy Daisy sewing journal for my girlfriend probably 3 or 4 years ago. These come from Mrs. Cog's Crafts. And this is a sewing, these are sewing sayings from here, from her. Sheer Madness, cut from the cloth. These are leftover. You had me in stitches. Cute as a button. I was sewing when sewing wasn't cool. And then I read this one to you already. So that's from Mrs. Cog's Crafts. I'm not sure. I think this is Mrs. Cog's as well. I ran these off on like a tissue, not tissue paper, but kind of like, it's not really vellum, might be tissue paper. That's Mrs. Cog's. All of the daisy and the little birds, these are from My Porch Prints. And these, I believe, I'm going to be incorporating in a journal. The journal that I'm going to make over on my Patreon. But I believe these are all the Lazy Daisy My Porch Prints. I thought I had more. I'm positive I have more Daisy. I wanted to fill this with Daisy ephemera. And I know I have a box somewhere. I can't find it. I thought everything was in here. So all of these pretty little pieces here are from My Porch Prints. And I was looking at her stuff last night, and she's got a lot of new... I don't think I stitched that. I don't know where that came from. She has a lot of new things out. I'm trying to use what I already have. This is another from Red Lead Paper. We got a real cute playing card in here. That's from Mrs. Cog. Mrs. Cog's Crafts. See the stitching, the needle, and she's doing the embroidery on the leaves there. I think this is in the ink. These round ones here are from Louise Heinzel. Louise Heinzel. These are this is Red Lead. I can tell by the paper. These are round discs from Louise Heinzel. She's got some really cool paper, digitals. I don't know the name of it, otherwise I would tell you that I ran off. And I made rounds. I think these, I don't know. Oh, I know what these were for. I did a belly band with round discs, which is a really cool video. I should do that again because I really enjoyed that. I was trying to get over my fear of round discs, and that helped me. And then in the back, whoops, I have all of these gals, which are really cool. This was a big sheet from Red Lead Paper. You should really check out their site. They've got some cool digitals. There's another, that's the same gal. But this was a big sheet. You know how I love my women, my ladies. This is a Red Lead. This is a Red Lead. This is a Red Lead. You wouldn't think a rubber stamp company would have all these really pretty digitals, would you? Well, they do. That's another gal there. So I think that's about it. I think that is about it. You can kind of see what's in here. That's a red lead. This is a red lead. That's a red lead. And I think I'm going to put some of this in my book. So let's get started. Now I want to show you, so all of this stuff I'm not going to use, these bigger ones. So I just kind of want to set these aside. So the other day I received an email on my Nellie and Ruth Designs. If you ever want to email me, I keep it in my description where I put other links. But if you ever want to email, it's nellieandruthdesigns@gmail.com. I do have some gals. I got Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth, over in the UK. She emails me all the time. We chat back and forth. I love hearing about Elizabeth. She's a gamer. And Elizabeth and her husband, she's always filling me in on the new games that they're playing. And of course, my one son, my son and daughter-in-law, they're gamers in their spare time. So I'm always sharing what Michael and Mata, what they're playing. And Elizabeth shares with me what her and her husband are playing. And then Julie. Hi, Julie. And Julie, you can email me anytime. I know you said in your last email, I hate to bug you, but don't worry about it. I love hearing from you. And Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Lisa, she emails me quite often, sending me her art and other goodies. And then my good buddy over in the UK, that's Daisy. She's barking at something. Somebody's here. Oh, probably it's like Amazon just drove in a delivery. But at any rate, Matt. Hi, Matt. Matt's over in the UK as well, and he will send me digital images every now and then that are really, really cool. So I do like hearing from everybody. Okay, so getting back to the email, I kind of got off track, didn't I? The train took a different course and got off track. I got an email the other day saying that my automatic renewal went through for digital collage club. That's a mouthful. And it was like 3 days before the payment was going to go through. I had to change it anyways because I did away with my personal PayPal, and I had changed some things over on my Nellie and Ruth PayPal. So I had to go in and make some adjustments to that so they could get their money. And I thought, I don't know if I want to renew my digital collage club. And I said, well, let me take a look one more time. Last year when I signed up, Susan Gazaway, hi Susan. Susan used it a lot, and the digitals that she ran off I really liked. But then when I got on there, I don't know, it just wasn't for me. So I printed out a few things. I'm a flower, nature, and bird girl at heart. And women, anything that have to do with ladies, you know, modern, Victorian, whatever. Butterflies. Everybody knows, you know, everybody has a style, and you're always drawn to what you're drawn to. So I didn't see anything. So I said, before I renew, I may have to cancel. And it's not much. I think it's $45 a year. I said, I'm going to go take a look and see if there's anything on there that I want. Well, I got on there, and oh my goodness, they have updated their club so much. And I just ran off, actually I downloaded, I did renew. I went through, I let them charge me again. And I went through today because I was looking for some things to put in here. And I found, see here it is, Digital Collage Club. And I found a flower digital set, and I fell in love with it. And then I started looking, and I saw more, and I saw more. This is spring flowers, okay? I think this is all part of the spring flower collection, and I fell in love with it. So the journal that I'm going to be making over on my Patreon, it's going to be using all of these spring flowers, and I ran off some library cards and postcards, but they are all of these spring flowers, and I'm just going nuts over all of them. So I'm going to do I'm going to run everything off later today, and then tonight I'll do a lot of fussy cutting, and I'll do a layout. And I'm going to use, I have some other papers, background papers that I'm going to use, and these are going to be all the focal points. And this will be for my girlfriend that I'll be making this for to send out. And hi, Belle. And I'm very excited about it. You know, with spring around the corner and all of this. So I thought this is what I would do today. I'm just going to cut these. I'm going to put them in the side, on the side, in the front and the side. I do have a few little images here that I took to put on the front cover. And I'm going to keep my little ephemera in here that I will be pulling and working with in the journal. So I'm really excited about this project. This is in the ink too. I really like that. Isn't that pretty? I think that's quite lovely. I'm going to set that there. So these are the only two that I ran off, but the colors are beautiful. And I love, 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 love all of the floral, the vintage here, and then these sweet little, these little images. And I have a square postage stamp die cut that I'm going to, I'll slice out, and I'm going to cut these out in a postage stamp style. I wish I had a punch, but I don't have a punch. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the front cover. And I have this little image here. We're going to cut this down. So yeah, so I haven't really, I just need to do something different. I know everybody's waiting for a crossword puzzle collage, which I plan on doing. But I have so many other ideas that, hold on, I got to get my paper punch. Sorry. There's so many things I want to do, and there's so little time. I don't like that. That doesn't punch it enough. It's a little bit wider, so I'll just cut these out. Okay. And then this morning, I actually got down in my basement. Today is Thursday the 13th. It's about 2:15 here, 2:17. And this morning I went in my basement for a couple hours, and I started cleaning off. The ping pong table was a mess. It had all of my Halloween and Christmas decorations all over it. And I had to get that cleaned off. So that's a start. I want to get back in my cellar. I get really motivated, and then I walk by in my dining room, and I have some family photos that I wanted to scrapbook. They're sitting out, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that. I want to get in the cellar. I want to make a video. feel like I'm all over the place. So I think what my mother used to say, you know, you got to do, when the spirit moves you, you got to do what the spirit is telling you to do. Sometimes I call my mother and say, Ma, what'd you do today? She goes, nothing. The spirit didn't move me. I'm like, that's okay. I think at 97 years of age, you're okay. You don't have to do anything during the day. So I hope everybody is doing really well that is here sitting with me today. Isn't that cute? That's from In the Ink. All these little pieces here. So I thought I would just, I saw this though, and I kind of like this. It may not work. I thought I would. Just going to take that out. I think I'm just going to stick to my little original idea. And then I'm just going to put that butterfly there like that. I think that'll be fine. Doesn't have to be anything super duper. So let me know what you're working on. I always like to hear. I guess March is what did Lisa told me? Is it Mass Make March? Never heard of it. Sometimes I just feel so far behind and out of the loop sometimes. I think a lot of gals find stuff, these challenges and stuff on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook. Thank goodness. Yeah, I don't have a Facebook, and I think a lot of the girls do have Facebook pages, and that's where they have a lot of challenges and stuff come through there, but I don't see them. This is weird, the way that's cut. Maybe I'll stamp. Maybe I'll put a, you know, a nice number right there would be nice. A nice big number. Let me go grab a stamp. All right. I was looking for my stamps, and they were in with all of my, I still have my big basket when I did my black and white journal. So I thought, oh dear. Oh, that must be from a sticker. I'll put that away. All right. So I brought these out because my big numbers are going to be too big. So I thought I'd like to do a little something up here. Oh, I can put book number 710. Look at that. I haven't used that yet. I can see a disaster coming there. So I hope you folks that are in the climate area where it's a little bit warmer, I hope you're out enjoying. I hope you can get out and you're already out in your yards playing. We still have so much snow in our yard. It's not even funny. Some areas we still have a good 3 feet of snow. So we usually have snow in our yard right through until mid to the end of April. It's crazy. Okay, so I have book number 710 there. I'll just put this on here so that stays down. You can see it. And I think down here, I want to put a little something maybe over in this area. Or I seem to use this a lot. I could stamp right there. There's certain stamps I really like. And it doesn't matter if I use them over and over again. There. Okay, so that is done. All right, so we got the front done. And I think that's a pretty little collaged front. So, next thing I'm going to do, I'll set this aside. And I'm going to, let's get these cut. We'll let that ink dry a little bit. Okie dokie. And I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'll get these cut. And I'm going to use my little cutter. And that's it. So the other thing I wanted to mention, I don't have an Apple phone. I got rid of all my Apple devices. I really don't care for Apple. It's just, you know, my personal preference. And I got an email the other day. I may just cut these out by hand. I might have better luck. Yeah. Got an email the other day from Patreon. So anyone out there that either you belong to my Patreon or you belong to someone else's Patreon, I'm sure you've been notified. But if you haven't, you're going to want to check into it. And I feel just terrible for anyone that has an Apple device. Patreon has, I'm not going to say partnered up. My son was trying to explain it to me, with Apple. And from what I understand, and again, don't quote me because I don't have all the facts. You're going to want to check into it. But if you, like my Android, we have, I think it's Google Play. I don't even know. It's where you get your apps. I just have a few apps on my phone. But if you, like, signed up for Patreon, say you have an Apple device and you signed up for Patreon through the Apple Store and you didn't do it on your computer, from what I understand, they're going to charge, I guess now if you use an app and you signed up on that app through your phone, they're charging you additional money. So I don't know the percentage rate that they're charging extra. But it's, say you have a $10 Patreon member, you know, you're a Patreon member for $10. Well, you're not paying $10 anymore. You're going to be paying more because Apple is taking their chunk. They're going to be taking more money from you. Okay, so I found it. So if you just type in Patreon and Apple Pay, it says Patreon members can use Apple Pay to subscribe to creators. And as per the Patreon Help Center, Patreon uses Apple's in-app purchase system for iOS transactions, meaning Apple will now take a 30% cut of new memberships purchased through the iOS app, which may result in higher prices for fans. So you may want to check into that. And that's one reason why I don't have Apple products anymore. I have a Samsung phone. I've had Samsung. My boys talked me into changing from Apple to Samsung 7 years ago. I think in 2019, so it wasn't 7 years ago. 5, 6 years ago. And I'm so glad that I did. I love my Samsung phone. I love the photo quality, and I got rid of all my Apple computers. They bought me 2 years ago, well, quite some time ago. I got an Origin, which is a gaming computer. My boys talked me into getting an Origin, and they actually picked it out for me when I wanted to really get into my YouTube videos, because I was really frustrated with Apple. It took forever. I mean, forever to upload a video. And then 2 years ago for Christmas, my husband upgraded me and got me a big girl Origin gaming computer. And then my son got me a new monitor. And I'm just so glad. I mean, it didn't take me any time at all to learn how to use a PC. And I just love it. I would never go back. All right. Okay, so here we go. So I have these cut out. And I think all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these on here, and maybe I'll do a little bit of stamping afterwards as well. Or I could add a couple little things on here. Just some fun little ephemera pieces. And maybe a little stamped thing there. Do a little stamping over here. So this is going to be pretty simple. And I'm not going to bother to ink up inside. And the reason I'm not inking the inside is I don't want the ink coming over once I get my ephemera in there. And maybe marking it up a little bit. You know, leaving a little bit of ink on the pretty ephemera. Get my clock right. Okay, so we'll put that one there. I just think these are so pretty. Let's go with this one next. And this is a little... And again, I'm not really being fussy and choosy about this. I like her, but what is something else I could use here? Let us see. I'd like something. I don't want another square. I could put that butterfly down there. That would be pretty. And that picks up the color there. So the other thing I've been doing too is I've been watching, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Garden Answers. Laura and Aaron. I think her name is Laura. Lori and Aaron. I always get mixed up if it's Laura or Lori. They are out in Ontario, Oregon, and she has got the best garden channel, and they are such a sweet couple. I just think they are just so cute, and I love everything that she does. So I've been watching a lot of Garden Answer, getting caught up. I didn't watch over the winter, but now I am like, okay, I am ready. I am ready for spring and summer and flowers and planting. And it's just so nice to see some color and grab some ideas. I think I need round. This is the one time I want round. Round. Oh, she's cute there because of her hat. Or do I like this one? I think I'm going to go with her. I think she's cute right there. So yeah, I've been watching Garden Answers. And I'm trying to think what I want to plant in my garden this year. I'm definitely going to plant zucchini again, because last year I made 18 loaves of zucchini bread and we're still going through it. My husband just took another one out, and I love to have a little piece for breakfast in the morning. Sometimes I'll toast it at night if I have a cup of tea with it. And I just like it too. The kids will come over. I usually give my son and daughter-in-law a loaf every other week because they work out a lot and they don't want to eat too much breads and things like that. They want more protein than they do carbs. But oh, I got a bird here. I'm definitely going to plant more zucchini because, boy, that really was a nice thing to have all winter long. I gave my brother and his lady friend a loaf. Look at this one. I may put these girls in the ephemera thing, the little pockets. Let's see, how about if I do I have a little bit bigger round one? Here's some words. I'll put those in for my journal. All right, let me find a couple things that will go well here, because I could be looking through here until the cows come home, and I don't need to have you sit around and watch me pull a bunch of this stuff. So let me get some things to match up, and then we can just keep. How about that? We can just keep going. And I also want to get some big galvanized tubs this year to put my tomatoes in, because I have where I normally plant my potatoes, or my tomatoes, they get really good morning sun, but then that afternoon sun that they really need, they don't get. So I want to get them in some galvanized tubs and get them out in the sun around the pool. So, okay. All right, let me do these last 2 pages, because I have a feeling I'm going to need to find a couple little accent pieces, and it's going to take me a little bit. All right, so I got everything done. I did some stamping inside, as you can see. Identification check. This one I just did a little number here, little number there. Nothing big, just a little bit here and there. A little figure 1, figure 2, and then that one there. So the next thing that I went ahead and did, I cut these sheets up, and I thought I had a stamp punch. I do, but I don't like the way it punched these out. It does, if you don't get it just right, and this is the punch that I have, which is actually pretty cool. It's a magnetic one, and this is put out by Creative Memories. So let me just show you how it works. Let me find something here, just an old, do I have an old scrapper? Whoops, see, it's magnetized. Nothing in here. I want to use those. Oh, let's see. Come on, Barbie. You can find something. This one. This is okay. So you put this on here. You put your whatever you want to stamp. And then this is magnetized. So I'm going to hold this because I don't want this to jump. Oops, sorry. Get my finger out of the way. So see, it catches right on there, and of course my paper slid. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little tiny piece of tape. To tape this down. Okay, so I'll put it there. Oh, for heaven's sakes. There. So it goes like that. And then you just punch and you have your stamp, which is really cool. I like this, but you just have to make sure that your paper is large enough, your little piece of ephemera that you want to punch, and there is your little stamp. These were just a little too square, so see how it stamps oblong that way. It was leaving white on the top. So I got out my zigzags, and I want to show you, I know everybody knows how to use zigzag scissors, but I'm going to show you how I do it. Because normally I would just cut like this, and I'd try to get it close to the edge, and I would leave white. So I just kind of do it, I go this way. So my tip goes right to the edge of the paper, and then I don't leave any white. I cut from the inside. Instead of the outside. And this is where it gets a little tricky because I kind of have to do it this way. And then it's still, I like the zigzag. I think it looks enough like a, you know, a little postage stamp for me. And I do have my pieces that are just square. But I will show you, like on this one, if I was to cut here, I mean, you can do it this way, but sometimes it comes uneven. Or if you just do it like, well, that's not a good example, but if you go like this, then you've got some white. You know, I don't think it comes out as good. So that's why I like to work from the inside. Then I can line these points right up with the edge of the square or the stamp or whatever you want to call it. There. All right, so they're cut. Okay, so now I'm going to get, I haven't pulled anything yet to put in here, but I'm going to take, these I have left over. So these are going to go in here. This is the 2-inch pocket. We're going to put those in there. And then I figured it would just be fun to get some of this stuff. These I would like to use. I'm going to put those in there. This I thought was fun. That I would like to put in my, I'll put this over here, in the journal that I'm going to be making. And then some more words, let's see. These are a little bit shorter over here. And I want to put all of these in there. So these will go in the back. It doesn't matter. I don't want that thick because it will put those there like that. Those there like that. And I'll put my square ones up on top. Okay, there. Come on, Barbie. Whoops. I just think these are adorable. Be able to do a lot of fun things with these. And then these are the little stamped ones again. I'll put them right there. So now I have all my little stamps in there. And then these are even smaller. And I left these as a 4 square because I think these would be really cute to use just like this. I'll tuck those in there. And let's see, there was a couple other little, this I think is pretty. I think it's just nice, that's a little too tall. I think it's just nice to have a little bit of contrast. When you work on a project like this, these I like. I want to incorporate those in the book, so I'll put those there. I guess I could take some of these out. I'm going to add the women because I want to add some more of these in the journal. I want to add some of these women, so I'll take a handful of them, and at least I know where these I want to add to in the book. I'll know where to get them. Oh, I like that. So I can go back And then the next time around, I will pull all the papers before I start working on it over on my Patreon. And you can see, these are a little deeper. You can see how pretty these papers are. We'll put them there. I want this to be with that one. Those. I'll put those little guys there. There's another little gal. I'm going to put her down in there. Let's see. Let's just take some of this stuff out. That butterfly. We'll take that. Keep some of the bigger stuff over in here. Here's another butterfly. I do like, because this is so colorful, I do like the muted pieces behind it, or in front of it. I have these little squares. There's a special. So yeah, I think this is going to be quite fun. That's different. That's really, I want these. And I want to put these. And you can see these little books really do hold quite a bit. These little squares. This one here I purposely put I didn't put a lot of the small ones. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take a lot of this ephemera out, and I'm going to put, these two books will hold everything that I want for this book. So I'm going to leave this like this, and then I'm going to see if I can find a few taller pieces to go in here. This I think is really cool. So I'm going to put that. That is going to go down in here. So that's going to go in there. This I definitely want. I think that is cool. That will go in there. Got more women. I'll leave them over here. Anything else tall? These I really like too. I'll be using those. I didn't think I would use these. I didn't think I'd have anything to use these with, but by gosh, I think these are going to be really cool with all of the colors. I mean, you wouldn't really expect that. And let's just see. I think I'd like to grab some of these too. And then I think that'll be good. I think that's a good start. So we're going to get these in here. In here. I'll put one over in here, and then this last one I will put over in here, and this one too. And that's a tall one I'll leave out. So that is it. We have, I think we've completed this project here. I think these are really, really, really sweet books. I will put the link to making this book in the description. And I just really encourage you to make one of these for yourself. And Joy, thank you for mentioning that you had mentioned you'd like to make one of these, but if you can't find the coasters, by all means, use cardboard. Use a heavy cardstock or something that you get in the mail, as long as you can cut it, because this is a little bit thicker. but you also might be able to find some of these drinking coasters as well in an antique store or whatever. So I want to thank everyone for joining me. I just think this is the cutest little project. I know if you made one, get my little guy out here to help me, you would absolutely love it. Enjoy these. You could have all different ones set up on your desk with all your ephemera ready to go inside, so you're not scrambling and looking for all kinds of ephemera while you're working on a project. You can have it right there in front of you. So again, I want to thank you all for joining me today. I want to encourage you to leave a comment because I love hearing from you. You do know that. And thank you again. Have a great, great week, and I will see you again in my next video. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.